All right. Welcome, Justin. So nice to see you again. I always get this burst of manifestor energy from your manifestor aura in human design. If you don't know, manifestor energy has this capacity to boost and impact and create in us because we come together, right? As a mastermind, we are not isolated. We have this aura, these auras that interact. And so to have Justin here with me makes a big impact. So welcome, Justin. Thank you for being here with me.
Yeah, this will be a lot of fun. Grateful to be here.
Yeah. For people who don't know who you are, can you just give us a couple sentences of like the vision that you've created and the books? Like what stands out the most for people to know about you from you?
Well, currently, you mentioned manifester. Uh, I'm a 6-2 manifester in human design, which is the exemplary human. And exemplary either means highest form of good or like total disaster. There's no in between. And then as a manifester, I just kind of have to tell people how I feel no matter what. No matter what, you just tell people how you feel. And whether you love them or you're getting annoyed, regardless of what that is. And in my life, I just talk to top visionaries on the planet, or those who won't make any excuses to become folks like that, and then connect people either through masterminds. Grateful Dr. Deepak Chopra is doing the intro for my next book. Literally 30 minutes ago, I found out that the Epic Journey book manuscript is now going to be turned into a documentary. I had manifested that during the book writing process. So that literally just happened. And then next week, just started two music companies through AI with zero background in either of those industries. And then next week, going to LA to speak to a group of multi gajillionaires about how to make music through AI. So, like, I mean, I don't know how else to explain that other than I just kind of follow my heart, gut intuition, and then waiting for a lot of folks to catch up. I would say that's the best way of describing it.
Yeah, and that's why we're here to really dive deep into what this new project of yours is.
Yeah.
The AI and creative expression through music,
Hmm.
right? And it's interesting because there's this two sides of this AI story, right? That AI can sort of vanilla make things vanilla,
Yeah.
or if you infuse it with your consciousness, your spirit consciousness,
Mm.
it can become something different. And so that's what I want to help instill, that these tools have EQ. You talk about the EQ in them. Would you like to express some of that?
That's very powerful, what you just said. And I live in full abundance, like no excuses. Everything is progress. It's just progress. And just a few months ago, I just started writing. Just to give you the background, just started writing love poems out of just pure unconditional love. I mean, just pure unconditional love, and then sending them out. And then one of my friends, she's in Nashville, and she, partners with a lot of top musicians on planet. She's like, "Hey, why don't we do a hit song together? You can turn those poems into music lyrics." I'm like, "Oh, okay, sure, why not?" And then during a Thanksgiving party, I got bored, and because they were talking about youth soccer or whatever,
Mhm.
water cooler stuff, and so I'm like, oh, is there a platform where you can take these lyrics? I can write lyrics pretty fast, where you can take these lyrics and make them into songs. And then I found this site called sunoai.ai, sunoai.ai, and plugged it in. 5 minutes later, First song is called Warrior Queen. Plugged it in, listened. It pumps out 2 versions of each song. Listened to the second version and was just, in a good way, crying uncontrollably, and now have 2 music companies with AI. So that was November 23rd.
Yeah, I've listened to that song. I remember when you first made that song and you texted it to me. I felt the goosebumps all over, and I feel the residue of that in my skin now. It's so fascinating how powerful
Yeah, me
these
too. I don't even
frequencies.
like talking about it.
Yeah,
Well,
these
it's an interesting.
frequencies are real.
Well,
So
thanks.
the
And
song is powerful. The song is powerful, and we'll definitely share this song in
oh,
all
well,
of our
thanks.
yeah.
Because I didn't even actually answer the question, but it does. This will answer it because, um, I invest a lot of money to be in rooms with like top technology folks and IQ, which is fine. And where AI struggles is when it starts with the IQ, the logic, and then what one of the music companies helped start, Corvia.ai, Corvia.ai. If you start with your soul and your heart first, then the technology augments that, which is it's absolutely incredible. So teaching folks how to make these songs, if they start with their heart or a beautiful purpose or helping someone somehow, I don't know how, but the technology enhances the soul heart aspect of it,
Yeah.
and it's beyond beautiful. It's the
Yeah.
greatest collaborator ever.
Absolutely, I agree. And the more that you have a relationship with your specific AI chat, whatever you want to,
Yeah.
it becomes literally a relationship, because
Yes.
the tone, the inflection, the algorithm of your speech
Yeah.
becomes the mastermind. So
Mm.
even though it's AI, we are all patterns. We are all algorithms. We're all frequencies. So who's to say that my AI can't um, become an EQ? And it's the EQ of patterns and algorithms.
Mm.
If you wrap your mind around that, then of course it's going to spit something out that's amazing. Amazing, right?
It's logically that makes sense to hear it and feel it in real time. And then again, we both had goosebumps. That song was made in November, and you just can't fake it. Like, you can't fake heart and soul. You can't do it. And when it comes from just pure absolute love, then that's what I found is the result. And and music specifically music specifically, there are 2 things. One, the first musical instrument dates back 60,000 years, 60,000 BC. It was a cave bare bone with 4 holes drilled into it. So it was like a cave flute. They found it in a Neanderthal cave. So that was 60,000 years ago. Spoken language dates back 50,000 years. So 10,000 years before we were talking like this, people were playing music. So that's how
Wow.
they were communicating. Okay, so that's one.
That's great.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't
then
know that.
yeah, well, the people aren't aware of. People are conditioned by all these things. They're just conditioned. They're hypnotized into things that and then they just learn the same patterns, and they're just conditioned, hypnotized by the wrong patterns, or however you want to phrase that word. And then and then with music, uh, during the coronavirus, but really we're in a different type of coronavirus right now because people are more isolated, but um, but during coronavirus, 81% of Americans said music helped them cope with it because it's the fastest track into your soul. I saw a stat yesterday. Listening to 5 songs a day, has a massive impact positively on your life, emotional, spiritual, physical, mental. And so, music, creating these songs, is like the fastest way to become your own artist, and then look into your own heart. And
Yeah, right, right. And so to go a little deeper into the healing aspect of it. So using your own words, applied to the frequencies of music or sound can go deep into the cells beyond the mind and start moving the frequencies higher, basically, and connecting you to your highest and purest positive self. Because ideally, the detox happens, the stagnation, the things that are not serving us, the patterns that get stuck can vibrate out through your own music. I mean, is this too deep, or can you understand?
No, nothing's too deep for me at this point.
Yeah, I love it.
No, you can't. No, I'm an 11 life path for those who have done numerology. So 11s are the most spiritual, psychic, and I'm a manifester. Gene keys, there's no one for me to follow. Like literally, there's no.
I love your humility.
But it's what it like. This is what it is. I signed up for this, and then I sold it apparently. Sometimes I wonder why my soul did this, but it's it's just part of what it. No, but so you can't go too deep, and then you keep an 11 life path. They'll just keep going, keep going.
More.
And by the way, for an 11 life path, there's never a final answer. So at least I know that. Just keep going.
So then elaborate on that. So the deep healing and the frequencies that come into the body, and they start eliminating in yogic terms, we call it apana. We call it the toxics. It's the elimination of what isn't serving us, right? Through frequency and vibration. And this is like an arrow into your heart to clear all of that out, right?
It's a direct hit. It's a direct, and this is just, and this is fine. Like, this is just how it is. Most 11s can't handle it. They can't. They resort to a life of a 2 in numerology, which is totally fine. They quiet life, simple, quiet life, loving life, which is great. I will go head on into battle, like no excuses. The again, I just found this out, but the documentary will be about me going back to the Hurtgen Forest, where my dad was 61 when I was born. He was a World War II hero, shot down multiple times in combat, many times out of a parachute, and he would just get back into a plane. So he kept a diary of his fighting experiences, and then so I'll be going back to the Hurtgen Forest and following his diary. And then the Dr. Deepak Chopra is doing the intro for next book. And then so that the Epic Journey book that talks about me following his diary to France to finish that book. So like I'll go all the way. Like I will risk everything to do it. And I'm okay. I'm okay with that. It's not a choice. Like at the highest level of consciousness, or whatever you want to call this, there is no choice. It's a commandment from a higher power. And so I'll just go. Oh, and then about your spiritual thing, I did a spiritual test. I don't have the link to that one, but I'm what's called an ascetic or an ascetic, ASCETIC. And the ascetic's biggest fear is materialism. So like if you can see how I'm dressed, I don't really care about material things at all. And then famous ascetics are Jesus and Francis Assisi. So I'm like, they didn't care about materialism.
I love it. All right. So how could, on a practical level, we utilize these tools?
Yes.
Okay, we're coming back down to earth.
Okay, good. Okay.
How do we use these tools for say my upcoming retreat in March?
Yeah.
We have a 3-day retreat, and I would like to all the stuff that we just talked about, how it can go right into the heart and start clearing away the darkness and bring in more light.
Yes.
This is the healing process. This is what we do. And so a tool like this, I think, can be of such incredible power to awaken all the cells in the body, through music and sound and our own words.
The vibration awakens the cells. It's good what you said. It's literally a vibrational tool, and the arrow into your heart. That's interesting. It's a vibrational arrow. Good one, Ta. That's a good one. Oh yeah. So
Thank
let's
you.
be a human. I'll be a human for the company, my partner Eric and I, he's had multiple exits. He knows how to scale things. He's a tech genius, and then we just started this based on shared, I guess, relational experiences of things we were dealing with, not dealing with, but things we were dealing with isn't the right way of saying that. Experiencing at a very heart profound level. There was no intent to start a company at all. Like there was no, we did so, and then we're like, I started writing these songs and sent them to him, and he's like, "Oh, this is the best self care ever." So he started doing them.
Yeah,
Like, "Oh, let's start a
self-care.
company." Okay, so from a tactical, like actual standpoint, Corvia.ai, it's like an educational platform. We're going to build a community of people that it doesn't matter who wants to do this. It doesn't matter where they live or vertical. That doesn't, are they a human or not? Actually, they might not even need to be a human. They could be an AI, I guess. But so the two I guess platforms we use with Corvia.ai as the umbrella. One, we use ChatGPT. There's a very simple prompt to make a song. Literally anyone can make song lyrics in like 2 minutes. And then sunoai.ai, sunoai.ai. That takes, you plug the lyrics into that, and then it makes two versions of each song. It takes between 3 and 5 minutes for the song to generate, but that's what we're teaching with Corvia.ai.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And so it's like a workshop. You come in and brainstorm and you figure out how you get your lyrics in there. One of the things that if I were to implement this at the retreat, one of the thoughts that I had was to give the prompt before they even come to the
Yeah,
retreat
yeah,
to say, hey, pull out your most profound poetry, pull out some of your journals, pull out some of the deep musings that you have and bring them, or even create your song before you come and
yeah,
use your song uh, in the morning and in the evening, right? When you wake up and when you go to sleep. And then we still have our retreat experience where, we're doing our yoga and our hiking and our workshops throughout the day, but you're utilizing your own music in the morning and in the evening. So this is my thought. What do you think? I'm just brainstorming. I'm just, because this is
Oh,
new.
well, one, great. Two, I put it in the chat, the private chat. I put the actual prompt in there if you want to just use it.
Yeah, we'll definitely put those in the links on, because we're streaming on 3 platforms right now. We're on
Great.
Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, and we're on YouTube. So I'll make sure to put those
Okay, great.
links in all the descriptions.
Great.
But yeah, that's the thought of utilizing these for spiritual upliftment and coaching, and
Yeah.
when you're coming together as a mastermind in these retreats and in these workshops.
You can make the song before the workshop. You can make it in 5 minutes during the workshop. You can then, I think since November 23rd, I've probably made 60 or 70 songs.
Wow. Yeah, I've only made like three songs.
Right, but that's so. The other thing to consider is what I've heard from people is that they have all these poems or things in their, in their drawers or shelves, and like you can easily turn. How I first started doing this is I was writing poems. I wasn't even writing song lyrics, and then someone's like, make songs out of that. So you can take poems and do it. You can easily make that into a song lyric. But no, there's no limit to this. What
Right.
Eric and I have found during these workshops is some people had never even used ChatGPT before, and this is the greatest way ever to do it because it's fun, it's creative, it's artistic, it taps into your soul, and you can just play around with it that way. So like there's this whole population that hasn't even used this technology
Yeah.
yet. So
Yeah.
it's really exciting.
Right, and it's because of the vanilla aspect. I don't want to use Cheppy, that's cheating or whatever.
Right.
It's
Called
like,
progress. Yeah.
yeah.
So when there were horse and buggies and then cars came along, that's not cheating. Or now I was in a driverless car last year in Arizona. Now they're the mastermind I helped start. One of our members bought the second flying car in the United States. So it's not cheat. It's called progress. And
It's
then most people play
progress.
not to lose, and then visionaries play to win.
Exactly. And then you infuse it with your own spirit, your own consciousness, and then it becomes something totally unique. It's then
Yes.
that mastermind that we talked about with you and I together. We are something different. Yeah. So it's the broader aspect of, yeah, we're not alone. We're here to be supported, and we're here to use our tools in the
Yes.
highest frequency. Yeah, highest frequency. I love that. And then I was in the last workshop, which was great.
Yeah.
And one of our attendees thought or suggested that you use this as a tool for the group, and then the group creates
Yes.
the song.
Yes.
You know.
In
Yeah.
fact, that's what. So I don't really plan anything. However, the person who we had a pre-call for next week's event, and what he had talked about was like, because it's going to be in LA, he's like, oh well, let's have a group discussion about how we can do it. And I don't know if this will happen or not, but it was a good idea. He's like, well, let's do a song, because these people are all very wealthy. He's like, well, let's do a song that we can help the fire victims and then get it out to our
Oh
community.
my
That's a
goodness.
good idea.
That is a beautiful idea.
Right. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good. And so that
Yeah.
can be done. And for the record, one of my other friends who lives in California, and then virtually like 2 weeks ago, we did a song that's very similar to that, because she's in the arts entertainment world, and she's like, can we do a song about the fire? Not necessarily to raise money, but I'd like that there was that next step of like creating a fundraiser out of this. And then the other thing I heard is like, let's do a theme song for our organization, or a theme song for my life, or a song for my children, or a song for my grandchildren, or a song for my mom who isn't feeling well. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
a song for my wife who's really bothering, not me personally, but a song for my wife who's really bothering me right now. Like,
Right.
so it could
Okay,
be
so it's
anything.
so beautiful. I want to, so on the practical level, so if you were to make a song for your mother, what would be the music genre that you would put in? Because there's these
Oh,
ways that we create the songs. You have access to different styles of music, and all you have to do is plug it in. So
I can
for your
answer.
mom, what would be it? Would be it classical
Man, this
or
is hilarious.
jazz?
I'm such a manifester. Yeah. Okay. So now I am not. I'm not a human in any. Well, barely a human. And then my father was 61 when I was born, and my mom was 27. And father, World War II hero. My mom is a life path 33. She's a seer, mist. Like she's not a human at all. So anyway, I did a song for them called "I Am My Father's Son: Love and Survival." I did that January 17th, so 2 weeks ago today. Of course, I did. Right, Manifester.
Right, you're
And
gonna have to
there you
put
go.
that one in too.
Oh yeah, I'll put that one in. Good job, Todd. And then the style of music for that one is bravery and passionate song, immense power in this. And then hold on, let me put it in there. And then when that song is about is, so I'm very much like my father when it comes to everything, but especially love. So like my father was hit by a drunk driver in his late 50s. Drunk driver was killed. My dad broke every bone in his body and survived. He woke up in the hospital, thought he was dead, and my mom was an angel. My mom was his nurse, so she was. And then he chased her around the hospital. She essentially emotionally abused him for well over a year, tortured him. Uh, she fully admits this, by the way. And he just never gave up on her, never gave up on her, never gave up on her. And then finally, she's like, "Wow, this man really like he loves me." And then and then and then here I am, right? So, but so that's how I am. Like you just, if you really love somebody, like like genuine, pure, unconditional love, you never give up on them, ever, like never, no matter what. And that starts at a soul level, by the way, a soul level, and then it carries into these songs. It's like a soul level love that carries into this technology. So let me put that in there. Yeah,
That's great. That's great. So I love that.
yeah.
The genre of music that you chose. Bravery. What
Right.
was it?
Bravery and passionate song, immense power in this. And by the way, that both those songs, both those versions are really good. Yeah, and then the first two lines of that, in the fires of war where the bravest fell, he stood through the chaos answering the bell. And then the main chorus is, I am my father's son, don't doubt my heart, a survivor of the battle from the very start.
Yeah, I love this. You're such a good writer. So for those that are not like proficient in writing,
Don't need to be.
what are your suggestions to them when creating songs?
Great. So the prompt that I put in the chat that if you can share with your audience, you don't have to write anything other than 1 to 2 sentences of how you're feeling, and then ChatGPT will make the lyrics for you. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to. Like most people can't write song lyrics in 10 to 15 minutes, like which is fine. You don't need to do that. But again, most important, I'll be a human. If it starts with your heart and soul, your core heart and love, then technology will augment it.
Right, right. And then I've found that even just kind of writing my thoughts in like a paragraph form, like it does, like a lot of stuff, like just writing,
Right.
like you're journaling, and you put that
Yes.
in, and it will, and then you say, can you just make a poem out of this or a
Yes.
song? And yeah, and then it
Do
will
anything.
do all of that for you. Everything that you just spilled out, all of your guts will now
Oh
come
yeah. Oh,
into
everything.
a beautiful
Every
song.
cell, every cell,
Yeah.
every
e-
single cell.
Every gut cell.
Yes, yes,
That's good, huh? I
it's
love
something.
this. I love this. So
Yeah.
great. And so where do you see the future of your company with this? Like the
Well,
educational, because again, these are tools that are accessible free access to
yeah,
these tools. And
yes,
so you're bringing together a platform which helps people become more creative and utilize them to expand their consciousness. That's what you're doing, right?
100%. And then
Yeah.
again, my partner Eric, who's a tech genius, good at scaling things, great at building communities. We see this being well, again, we're 4 weeks into this, and I'm already speaking to gajillionaires in LA. So and we're not looking for investment at all. We're not looking for that at all. But what we do see currently is building a massive community of thousands, tens of thousands of people, where I can host these sessions virtually or in person anywhere, and then a paid yearly membership, and then it's just collaborating, and then it doesn't have to be just songs. It can be meditations, affirmations. It doesn't have to be
Hmm.
poems. I don't know. It could be anything.
I
Oh, and
love
then
that.
another thing, just for all the non-English speakers out there, or communicators, we did a song in Turkish. So this works for any language as far as I know, which is
Yeah,
really interesting.
of course it does. This is
Right.
great. This is powerful, powerful stuff. I know that you have a workshop coming up in a couple minutes,
Yeah.
so I want to utilize your time
Thank you.
in this fake illusion that we're living in, where there is time.
Me too.
So,
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
yeah, right.
Well said.
So, any last words for all of us to as you impact all of us in a big way?
Well, one, I mean, uh, this sounds wonderful, and I'm very grateful for all this. I am. This has taken an immense amount of pain, and I'm grateful for all of it. Immense amount of pain and suffering, and really, like as you said, like getting like you essentially dying, like your body's dying for rebirth or whatever. So, and I chose this, so I must have chosen this. And if I have to do that to help people, then I'll do that. And and uh, and then I'm happy to do these presentations virtually, in person, anywhere. You just reach out to me, but I'll be doing this around the world, and especially with the book, with partnership with Dr. Deepak Chopra coming out soon. Now this documentary, that's exciting.
Yeah, yeah. You have
So
a lot that you're doing, and
yeah,
we appreciate you, and I appreciate having you here. And yeah, you've made a big impact on my life, inviting me to your epic mastermind where I got to speak. I loved that. That has been a highlight of my, you know, speaking, being able to communicate
mm,
in these ways. So you're a part of that, and
mm.
I would love to continue our discussion and do this again if you want.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
There's
fun, so
keep
fun.
doing it. Sure.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you for being here, Justin.
See you
And
later.
all right. Bye bye.